This kind of starts with a good friend of mine, and he had an old black van. This is 1971, and he wanted a gargoyle dragon type of thing painted on the back of his van. So I drew this picture, and then I painted it in white paint, like white and black paint, on the back of his truck, and it looked really neat. Anyways, one Saturday morning, and this is August 7th, 1971, I was living in town in the city of Kingston, and my friend shows up in his black van. I said, it was in the morning, early in the morning, do you want to go to a rock festival? And I said, why not? And I didn't even know there was a festival going on, but this festival took place in Madoc, Ontario, and from Kingston you go 50 miles to Belleville, then you go north to Madoc, and then it was 10 miles north of Madoc where this festival, the Rock Acres Peace Festival, was held. And it was a 3-day event, and we went up on the second day, and this was in the deep woods. I mean, we were in the deep woods. Madoc is just a little tiny town, and then you go 10 miles north of that, a dirt road, and we got in this big long lineup of cars, of course, and we didn't have tickets, and I don't think a lot of people had tickets that were in this line of cars. And we finally got there, and the friend I was with, he talked our way into it. We forgot our tickets, blah, 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 blah. So it was a 3-day festival, and it was all Canadian groups, and here's a lineup of the groups. So when we got out, there was like a tent city type of thing, and the actual stage was up on a hill, and got out, sort of traveled around. There was a band playing, and I gotta say, I heard the bands, but I never saw a band. We never made it up to where the bands were. There was just too much going on in the crowd, so we kind of hung out there, you know, had a few puffs and whatever. And I read this online, and this is what the promoters hope to do. They hope to hire 20 Canadian bands at $9,000 budget. $9,000, this is 1971, of course. And they hope for 50,000 people to show up. And the number of people that showed up there's a lot of discrepancy, of course, 10,000, blah, blah, blah. Didn't matter. Anyways, in the afternoon, I just remember something later on in the afternoon, into the evening, a bunch of bikers showed up, and there was Hare Krishna there, and I think there was some tent burning, if I remember correctly, and eventually it was like, well, I think it's time to leave. So we left in the evening, and I guess things got out of hand, and the next morning, Sunday morning, they had to cut the festival short because of the police showed up because of the scuffles going on. And there's a lot of bands here, a couple from Kingston, and I don't remember hearing any of the bands. I know they were there playing, but it was one of those days where you just sat back and kind of watched the crowd, because it was like tent city, and it was crazy. Anyways, Rock Acres Peace Festival, 1971 in Madoc, Ontario.